Good evening, Mason Patriots, and welcome to our last broadcast of Mason Cable News. I am Kylan Adams.
And I'm Ariel Thornhill, and we thank you for joining us tonight. As you can see, we are not in the studio today. However, we are in the JC filming for Mason Takeover Week. So, Kylan, how's your week going so far?
My week is going pretty well. Things are looking up. You know, we only have one more week left for classes. What about yourself?
I think the only thing that got me through this week was the release of Beyonce's new album, Lemonade. It is great, and I love it, so I'm just bumping that, trying to get through this week. Last Friday was Earth Day, and to commemorate the event, 175 world leaders signed the Paris Climate Accord. This non-binding agreement will try to reduce greenhouse gases in each respective country. These gases are contributed to global warming, and now leaders hope that this bill will help reduce that warming by the year 2100.
This past week, Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders has noted that his chance at claiming the nomination is small. Then, after yesterday's primary results, his chances became even smaller. Sanders won only the state of Rhode Island, picking up 13 delegates out of the 24. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton won the remaining 4 states: Delaware, Connecticut, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. She won a combined total of 193 delegates, making her current delegate count 2,151. Bernie's current total is 1,228. 2,383 delegates are needed to win the nomination.
For some Republican news, Ted Cruz has secured 19 of the 20 main delegates headed to the National Convention this July. Cruz used the delegates selection process to his advantage to outperform his results from Election Day. This has angered the other 2 candidates and even Maine's Governor Paul LePage. LePage said that Cruz sweeping a majority of the delegates is going against the unity slate, an agreement that each candidate would select individuals to fill the delegate slots they won during Maine's caucus. From this disadvantage, LePage might be the only delegate going to the convention from Maine that supports Trump.
The pact between Governor John Kasich in Ohio and Senator Ted Cruz of Texas is getting stronger. Both Republican presidential candidates are joining forces to help stop frontrunner Donald Trump's path to the nomination. Next week, on May 3rd, the people of Indiana will have their primary election. During this election, Kasich has agreed to stop his campaign in the state in the hopes that more people will vote for Ted Cruz instead of him. Cruz plans to do the same thing in Oregon and New Mexico, where Kasich is expected to do better than Cruz. Currently, Trump is leading Cruz by 6 points in Indiana.
Stay right here, Mason. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Y'all need to get this.
To a special edition of the First Pick. Will read. Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Appreciate it.
I'm Ben Simpson on the phone today. We have Drew. How are you doing today, Drew? I mean, you're baseball.
Kind of what made you decide to write a book about them?
You know, it wasn't my...
You're out in Maryland, right?
I am. I used to work with George Mason people that way.
Promote the book as much as possible here around campus.
Thanks, dude.
All right, have a great one.
You will read. Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today. Appreciate it. You're listening.
Welcome back. A rainbow flag was burned at an East Bay church last week. The burning is expected to be a hate crime. At the Clayton Valley Presbyterian Church, parishioners and leaders used the flag to welcome all people into their community. But others in the area did not like this outreach. Before the burning, the flag was taken down by vandals 8 times in the past 6 months. Police have arrested Concord resident John James Hurst on suspicion of the crime. Hurst has a background of arson and theft. Finally, Pastor Barbara Barkley commented that they will continue to treat all people with love and forgiveness.
There is some exciting news with Mason's forensic team this week. The group placed third in the 2016 American Forensic Association National Individual Events Tournament. The competition celebrates speech education at the intercollegiate level, and it was held in Gainesville, Florida at the University of Florida. In the 45 years that the group has been established, this is their 27th time placing in the top 5 national ranking. If you are someone looking to improve your public speaking skills, the forensic team holds special appointments to help students draft, edit, and present their speeches. If interested, please contact GM Speech at gmu.edu for more information.
Volunteers and donations are needed to help support needy people in the Mason and Fairfax areas. Clothing, small appliances, and non-perishable food items will be donated to the Mason Food Pantry, the Capital Area Food Bank, and Goodwill of Greater Washington. To donate, collection bins are located at all 3 24-hour neighborhood desks, the Piedmont Tidewater, Eisenhower, and the White Top neighborhood desks. These bins will be open from May 4th to May 16th. Another way to help is through a volunteer team. Teams will hold 4 to 8 students, and they will collect the donated goods. Collection begins at 9:30 a.m. and ends at 1:00 p.m. throughout the week. If you are interested, please contact Christian Barber at cbarber6@gmu.edu with any questions.
Mason Cable Network is hosting our Takeover Week through the rest of this week. It started on April 25th, and the point of the week is to help inform students on what our cable network does in the community. We also like to keep Mason students involved with our programming. In fact, tonight we're having a broadcast right here in the JC where students can learn all about what's behind the scenes and win prizes also. Tomorrow, join our first ever Spanish news show, Noticiero, as producers and anchors shoot live footage around the North Plaza. You can also meet the crew and follow along via social media to close out this special week. A re-airing of all the senior night broadcasts from the 2015-2016 school year will be playing on channel 61.1 or online at masoncablenetwork.com. The games will be shown until the playing of the Lacrosse Senior Awards at 2 p.m. on Saturday, April 30th.
Now here is Sydney Peterson with your sports report.
Good evening and welcome back this week to your sports report. As you can see, we're reporting live here in the JC. Once again, I'm your host, Sydney Peterson. Today, the baseball team is playing against Navy for a first of the 5-game homestead hosted this weekend. The first pitch took place at 3 p.m. The Patriots have won 5 out of their last 8 games that have been here in Fairfax at Spoler Field. The past 2 times Mason has been scheduled to play against Navy, the games have been postponed. We will have further results in our next broadcast. Unfortunately, the women's softball game was canceled this afternoon. The Patriots were supposed to play in Charlottesville, Virginia against the University of Virginia for a non-conference game. The game was canceled due to inclement weather conditions. Next, the team will play against St. Louis for a doubleheader on Saturday. Senior Day will be held this Sunday during a single game as well. The men's volleyball team has some good news this week. The team is now ranked number 11 in the American Volleyball Coaches of America. This is the team's highest ranking in the program since February of 2009. Since March of 1989, Mason is now the highest ranking EVA team in the poll. Next up on the map for the team is May 3rd, where they will play a match-to-match with Ohio State. Well, that is all I have for you today. Unfortunately, this is my last broadcast of the semester, but hopefully I'll see you next semester. Happy finals.
Hello Mason Nation, welcome back to another week here with me, Gina Jerome. But this week I am not on the couch, I'm in the Johnson Center. Nevertheless, once again I'm excited to be your source for entertainment news nationally, as well as in the DMV area. So, like I always do, kicking off our first entertainment news story of the week, and probably the biggest. On Saturday night, Beyonce released her 6th album exclusively on Tidal, a music streaming company that she is part owner of in HBO. In the 60-minute film, Beyoncé goes through a series of emotions from isolation and anger to acceptance. The buzz around this album is that it's all about Beyoncé's husband and hip-hop mogul, Jay-Z. Apparently, Beyoncé has been dealing with infidelity in her marriage for a while now, and she has finally had enough. Aside from the infidelity accusations, Lemonade also refers to some major social controversies. She discusses gun control, police brutality, and the Black Lives Matter movement, woman empowerment, more specifically, Black feminism. On to our next story. Kelly Ripa is back on Live with Kelly and Michael, but Michael Strahan won't be there much longer. ABC confirms on Tuesday, April 26th, that Strahan is leaving the show on May 13th, months sooner than originally expected. Strahan was originally set to leave the show in the late summer and start full-time on Good Morning America in September, but not anymore. The public dispute started last Tuesday, April 19th, when ABC announced Strahan's move. It had been in the works for a couple of weeks, and GMA co-hosts Robin Roberts and George Stephanopoulos knew way in advance, but ABC decided to withhold the information from Kelly. She found it just half an hour before the news leaked out, which is why she didn't appear on air. Ripa skipped work for the rest of the week, sending many of the producers scrambling to find fill-in hosts like Pretty Little Liars Shay Mitchell, who I absolutely adore. She returned this week after a week-long absence and an unusual dispute with the Walt Disney Company, but she sought to diffuse the tension with a little bit of humor. Questions still linger about whether last week's dust-up with ABC makes Ripa more likely to leave live when her contract is up, either later this year or sometime next year. So many entertaining events happened in the past week. Juicy J came to Mason Day and performed an hour-long set of his chart-topping hits, including Band to Make Her Dance, Bounce It, among many others. But now I have to ask you, Mason Nation, all in all, was it a fun night for you, and do you really think that Juicy J knew where he was? Well, this has been a great week full of infotainment, Mason Nation, and I hope you all have an amazing summer break. And also, more importantly, I hope everyone has been cracking open those textbooks and studying, because finals are coming up sooner than expected. Once again, follow me, Gina Jerome, as I'm sitting here right here in the JC. My Instagram handle is @GinaJuju, and hope everyone has a great week, but most importantly, have a great summer. Hope to see you next year, Mason Nation. Hi, Mason Nation. Right now I'm here with Katie Lee, who's going to answer a few questions about Beyonce and her dropping her new visual album, Lemonade. So Katie, I have to ask you, what was your first thought when this random album appeared and you didn't know what it was?
I was just like, wow, well, she dropped her first album, or the album before this album, without saying anything, and then she did it again, and I just think it was like extremely creative, and I was like, oh, this is totally a jab at Jay-Z.
So you just said Jay-Z. Do you really think that it was a jab at Jay-Z, or do you think it was something that she was planning for a while, and then she just dropped it around the time that this came out?
I think Jay-Z definitely did it, and she just immediately got pissed off and wrote it because of it. I mean, I think it was definitely because of Jay-Z, and she wrote it exactly immediately after, because she even says something about like losing your wife in one of the lyrics, so it's straight up to the point. Like, she does not care. She's a savage.
So I have another question for you. So some people are, I don't know if you've heard this, but some people are speculating that the fight last year with Solange in the elevator, with Jay-Z and Solange in the elevator, was related to his infidelity.
With Solange?
Oh, no. Sorry, I missed that part. With Rachel Roy. That is the missing link to this conversation. Rachel Roy is the, at the moment, accused, I guess, person on social media, rumored person on social media to be the woman in Beyonce's videos as Becky with the good hair.
Yeah, I think she actually confirmed that she was Becky with the good hair. But everyone thought she was Rachel Ray for a while. Those Instagram comments were kind of crazy.
So Instagram, I remember some people were saying that, like, on Rachel Ray's page, they were putting, like, they're making fun of her cooking.
They said, your chicken is dry, like, no one even likes your cooking. I feel like that was really sad. Like, poor Rachel Ray, she just got put on the spot. It wasn't even her fault.
So do you think there's going to be a split between Jay-Z and Beyonce, or do you think this is just a bump in the road?
I think it might be just a bump in the road, because, like, I think they're honestly a power couple, and I think in one of her songs she said that they're going to work it out. So possibly that could happen. I don't know Beyonce's life, but hopefully.
Well, thank you so much, Katie, for coming in. Mason Cable News, definitely appreciate you being here. Follow her on @Katie Lee Music
my
on
gosh.
YouTube because she's a sensational singer and she
Thank you
definitely
so much.
deserves to be shouted out.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kat.
Thank you.
Wing Zone is set to open in the hub this Thursday. Let's take a look and see what this new addition to George Mason has to offer.
It's a full menu with wings, which is going to be like the original wings, the boneless wings. We also have burgers, like the chicken burgers, the fried chicken burgers, the grilled chicken burgers. We also have regular beef burgers. We have different flavors. We got 17 different flavors that you basically can use the burgers and the wings and also the chicken burgers as well. We also have dessert bites, which are banana cheesecake bites. We also have brownie bites. We have several appetizer items like macaroni and cheese, mozzarella sticks, onion rings, corn bites as well. We also have salads like grilled chicken Caesar salads, shrimp salads, and all the good stuff that goes with it. We also do deliveries on campus as well as outside campus, and we also have like a phone-in and online ordering as well in place. And then we do accept Mason card, all the other cards except for the meal plan.
So will any of you guys be going to the opening?
Oh, yes, definitely. I love me some chicken wings.
Girl, you're not the only one. I'm gonna be there too. We'll all be there. We'll go together. Yeah, we can
Well,
make
we
it
can
a
go to- yeah.
We're gonna have a little news party.
news party.
And they got shrimp. I love seafood.
Why does the wing place have shrimp?
I don't know. I just saw it on the menu.
It'll be
Wait, do they have Old Bay? Do they have Old Bay
They
wings?
have to have Old Bay.
They don't have Old Bay, it might be a deal
Hopefully they
breaker.
have boneless.
Oh, the bay. You put Old Bay on your chicken?
Yeah, see the little breaded on top?
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight for our last broadcast this semester. We always enjoy serving the Mason community through our network. On behalf of the news team, we wish everyone a nice break. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Mason Cable News, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Mason Cable Network to keep up to date on the latest news. Until next time, I'm Kylan Adams.
I'm Sydney Peterson.
I am Gina Jerome.
And I'm Ariel Thornhill. Have a great week, Mason.